Butter go crazy.
YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another video, guys. And today's video, all live, is going to be on my top 12 rankings from week 1 to 13. Now, listen, most of these guys y'all going to agree with, but they might be in a different order. And I got some honorable mention guys that I believe is going to be breaking into that lineup after this week 13, right? I got some guys that I believe that has a chance to break into this, but I couldn't mention it right now. I had to give the guys who's been balling out, I had to give them credit. So hopefully this video can help you to let you know to trust these guys. Don't be nervous on them. Play them throughout the rest of the season. And some of these guys, I will tell you, may be trending down, but I still had to mention them in the video. So let's begin. Before I get started, I want to just give a shout out to some of the members that's in the chat. I see you, Isaac. I see you, Conscious. I see you, bro. So, guys, make sure you spam the chat. Put the 100 symbol. Let me know that you're here, that you're watching the whole live. And put whatever questions that you may have, starts or sits, anything you got, I will be able to get to it, guys. I'm gonna go through my top 12 guys from week 1 to 12. And this is including quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers and tight ends. It's not just one particular position. So it's going to be the whole fantasy football squad. So let's begin. The first guy that I'm going to talk about is CMC. I said what I said. CMC. So let me share the screen real quick with you. Okay. So let's look here. Let's look at CMC numbers, guys. Let's look at CMC numbers. Okay. All right. So, got CMC. Let's look at this running back. Let's keep it running back friendly here. So, guys, I hate to admit that. Now, listen, I'm not big into drafting running backs in the first round. The reason why I'm not big into drafting running backs in the first round because they get hurt. As you see right now, you see some of these guys. Look what's going on with Travis Etienne. Let's see. Look how Tony Pollard started off. Then Brian Robinson and Rashad Wright wasn't drafted in the first round, but that happened. That's why I tell you to wait to get running backs. But the reason why I want to mention CMC as the number one overall player is because, guys, he stayed healthy. And that's the most amazing thing that you can do in fantasy football, as a running back. That's amazing. So this guy has 193 carries without missing, I think what he missed, a half. He missed a half off of a oblique injury. 939 yards, 11 touchdowns. Guys, this is extraordinary. Now, listen, I'm not telling you to draft this guy next year in the first round because I still believe they are volatile. But when you draft a running back in the first round and he don't get hurt and he get the value off a good offense, then you can win your league. That's why he's a league winner. I just don't try to act like I know who that running back is going to be year to year. Look at Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb could have been that guy, but Nick Chubb went down. So I don't want to risk it. But CMC got to get the respect. So guys that drafted CMC, congratulations. Great move. I'm a zero RB guy, but I'm not going to sit here and disrespect people who are willing to trust a CMC and drafting him in the first round. So let's look at some of these numbers just to give you a context of what type of RB that's the number one guy, what he's doing. 48 receptions. So you probably want to get a running back who's going to be catching passes. 389 yards, 5 receiving touchdowns. This guy has 16 overall touchdowns. That's amazing. He's probably a Hall of Famer, guys. This is his 4th year doing this. He did it 2 years in Carolina, got hurt the rest of the years, and he's done it this whole year and half of his year last year with the 49ers. So this guy, if he gives one more year after this and don't get hurt, I think he's a Hall of Famer. No, what is that? 2 fumbles that we see here. Let's see here. What was the fumbles? Rushing. Okay, they took that off. Yeah, but he got 2. So he got 2 fumbles to miscellaneous. Just want to look at that because that's huge. You don't want to get guys that's going to fumble 2 fumbles. That's nothing. He got 272 points total. That's leading all running backs. Raheem Mostert is second. Now look at this list outside of CMC. Look at Raheem Mostert. That was a what? This guy was undrafted. Travis Etienne may have been drafted in the 3rd round. Josh Jacobs was drafted. But Brian Robinson, Tony Pollard, it's a lot of guys on here, guys, that it's not Nick Chubb and Jonathan Taylor and Breach Hall. A lot of guys that were drafted early. So that's why I just want you to be careful. Let's move on to my number 2 guy. It's a quarterback. And it's Jalen Hurts. Yes, guys, Jalen Hurts. Let's break some of down. Let's look at Jalen Hurts. Look at his game script. And look right here. This is why I got Jalen Hurts at number 2. This is when you can win your league. Look right here. Let's just start from week 2. 25, 19, 24, 27, 19, 23, 27, 25. Where is the bad game at? Where is the bad game at? That's what I'm saying. That guys, that's how you win. That's a quadrant beater. He didn't have not one bad quadrant. Look at the first 4 games. He had the first game was bad. Wasn't a great game. That's the only game. Outside of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you win a league, guys. If guys can give you 4 or 5 really great weeks back to back, that's what it's about. I don't care about a guy that's scoring at the end of the year. He's the number 3 quarterback, and he gave you 5. He gave you 5, 5, 40, 40, 5, 8, 8, 42, 50. I don't want guys that can give you 25, 19, 24, 27, 19, 23, 27, 25. He's never giving you a bad game, no matter what the matchup. Dallas, 25. Jets, 19. Those are the quarterbacks. That's why I told people to draft that Jalen Hurts was a top 5 quarterback this year. So, guys, I love Jalen Hurts. Just look at a little bit of his numbers. And this is another thing. Let's look at his rushing numbers. Let's look at his rushing numbers. Rushing rate. So, guys, he has 114 carries, 410 yards, 11 rushing touchdowns. That's why you get dual threat quarterbacks. That's why you get dual threat quarterbacks, because you can get guys that have 11. That's a great floor. Guys, look at his passing touchdowns. I mean, you don't really care about that. If a guy can give you 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns a game, who cares, right? You're not really worried about his arm. Jalen Hurts had a couple bad, kind of what we call a bad passing game where he had 2, maybe 3 picks, a couple games, but it didn't matter because he still had the rushing upside. That's why I'm willing to draft Lamar and Jalen Hurts over guys like Justin Herbert and stuff like that because of their rushing upside. Because of their rushing upside. All right. So let's move on to my number 3 guy. The next guy, guys, is going to be Tyreek Hill. All right. So let's go to Tyreek Hill. Now, I told that was my number 1 player, but I didn't tell anybody to draft him over Justin. I didn't tell anybody to draft him over Justin Jefferson. But the reason why Justin Jefferson was leading the league in targets, so I wasn't going to get that cute. But I regret doing that because I knew Tyreek Hill was the best wide receiver in the game, shoot the best player in the game. 88 receptions, and how many games we got to go? 5? 5 more games to go, and he already got 88 receptions, 1,324. He's on a pace to break touchdowns, to break yards and touchdowns. He got 10 touchdowns. He can end up with 20 touchdowns, guys, total, because he got a couple rushing touchdowns too. So I love Tyreek Hill. That's the type of guy that I want to draft number 1, because I still think he got one more optimal year in him. I think next year he's probably got to be the number 1 or number 2 player off the board over Jamar Chase. To me, because he's getting super hyper targeted. There you go, Isaac, 40-point, 50-point. 40-point, 50-point. So I love Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek Hill is my number 3 guy. My number 4 guy is Josh Allen. Now listen, I said Josh Allen was my number 5 quarterback. He has bad games sometimes. Now, but I still got to give him respect. The last couple games, that's Josh Allen. That's what he does great. When he put the team on his back and he's running the ball efficiently and throwing it efficiently, that's when you got a league winner. And Josh Allen has been a league winner the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's been looking great. His team actually has let him down. The coaching have let him down. Josh Allen looks phenomenal. So yes, I got Josh Allen, guys, as my number 4 guy. I'm not going to go over none of his numbers. I don't want to make this video too long. But Josh Allen is my number 4 guy. My number 5 guy is AJ Brown. Now, excuse me, I was totally off on AJ Brown. I was totally off on AJ Brown this year. I believe that Devontae Smith was going to outdo him. Now listen, it still could happen. Actually, I think AJ Brown might have an injury. Now, he's not injured enough where he can't play, but he's not putting up the numbers that he was putting up early in the season. So that's why I want people to be careful. Now, remember, it's different quadrants. So let's go look at this game script. This is what I'm talking about right here. This happened with Stephon Diggs last year. Stephon Diggs went off like this. When you see 22, 38, 18, 20, 29, 33, that's killer. That's league winner right there. Anybody that got A.J. Brown probably give you the win the fantasy football championship. But you should be nervous. You should be nervous. Let's look at this playoff game. Let's look at 15, 16, 17. Now, listen, Seattle's not nothing scary. New York Giants is nothing scary. Arizona. But you know, if they go and they are the number 1 seed, nobody can catch them, they're not going to play him too much against the Giants in Arizona. They're probably going to take him out early, not give him a lot of targets. Why you want A.J. Brown going down and you got to play the real playoffs? That's why I told you I got to be careful. I'm not telling you to bench A.J. Brown, but know that his upside may be limited because of them already sealing up the playoffs. Because they may be already sealing up the playoffs. So that's why I'm worried about A.J. Brown. Look, one point here, 14 points here. San Francisco, who knows? We're going to watch this game and see. So just be careful about counting on A.J. Brown and don't be upset. That's what happens sometimes. You can't help that. So you got to be able to make that pivot now to get guys where if you are in an 8-team or 10-team league where you could maybe sit him or you could build around him and say, well, if he give me 5 points, I'm okay. If you don't play that long in week 16, I'm okay with that. That's what you got to do. So A.J. Brown, though, right now is my number 5 player of rankings. He's been killing it. I can give him respect. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to Dak Prescott as my number 6 guy. Yes, guys, Dak Prescott. Now, listen, that's another guy I was totally off on. I said leave Dak Prescott alone, and it was right. Let's go look at it. 6, 19, 14, 14, 4. I was right. Don't draft Dak Prescott. But this is why I tell y'all I don't know everything, because I don't. Go off your gut. If you thought Dak Prescott was nasty, then a lot of people probably traded for Dak Prescott because a lot of guys got off of Dak Prescott because of these 6, 19, 14, 14, and 4. He sucked. That's why I said, let's look at the quadrant. First quadrant. Man, I don't know. And then going on into even the second quadrant. 4 points and 24. And then look at this damn third quadrant right here. Look up this third quadrant right here. As y'all see right here. This guy started booming. That's why I told you the seasons are broken down into quadrants. You gotta be able to read and see what if you was a good watching the Cowboys, and I was. And I saw Dak Prescott. I didn't think his upside. I didn't think he was going to play this great. But if you start seeing him target CeeDee Lamb more and looking more efficient, you can go and pick up on this and trade for him. That's why I break it down into quadrants. Whoever the first top 4 guys, the first 4 games don't mean that you're going to be a top player. Like this guy is one of the best quarterbacks. You don't know what's going to happen in the second and third quadrant. And then look at Dak Prescott. So Dak Prescott is on a trajectory to be the league MVP in real football. I think Jalen Hurts is the MVP, but I think Dak Prescott is on his way. If Dak Prescott come and get this division, he's going to win the MVP. But he got to come get the division over Jalen Hurts before he can get the real MVP of the NFL. So Dak Prescott is my number 6 guy. Let's go to my number 7 guy. And that's his teammate and the CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb as my number 7 overall ranking guy. Now look, this is another quadrant right now. I wasn't on CeeDee Lamb. Listen, I know I'm a Cowboy fan. I know CeeDee Lamb can play, and I know Dak Prescott, I will call him a game manager. I'm disrespecting him calling him a game manager now. He's not a game manager in 2023 in the third quadrant. He's nowhere near a game manager. But that's what I said he was. So I was wrong on that. But CeeDee Lamb, I know CeeDee Lamb is just top 5 talent or wide receiver talent in the NFL. But I didn't want to draft him because I didn't believe that was going to be able to get him the ball often and early like they are doing now. So let's look at this list. Look, 11, 25, 4, a first round, second round pick, 25, 10, 14, 8, then 18. And then after when that started hitting, that's when CD took off. This is the third quadrant, fourth quadrant player. And guys, they're going to play all year because they trying to get this division. Now, if Philly don't lose another game, if they win this week, that can make maybe they don't play that much against Detroit in the championship. Because they're like, what we got to play for? Now, I believe that Mike McCarthy is going to keep his guys hot because he don't want Dak to lose it. So Dak probably going to play the year out. So feel okay with the Cowboys, but be careful. They might come out the game and you're not going to bench them, But I want you to know that. I want you to know what's going to happen. That's okay. That's okay. So guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. So CeeDee Lamb is my number 7 overall player. Been balling out of his mind. I told people not to draft him because I said they wasn't going to be balling. But then it was time to go trade for him in the third quadrant. It changed. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the third quadrant. I don't. There's very few players that I said it was going to be good all the way throughout fantasy football because I know there's a couple guys that I trust. All right. So let's move on to my next guy, my number 8 guy, and it's a running back, and it's Alvin Kamara. Yes, guys, Alvin Kamara. And listen, we know he was suspended. I was off him. I didn't draft another of my teams, but I did trade for him right here at week 5. I said, yeah, I know this guy. He's getting a lot of targets. Let's see if I can go find the targets that he was getting. Well, he got his catches rated. Complete. Let's go to complete stats. 2023. Receiving, this guy has 54 catches, 53 catches. That's if you're talking about somebody being a PPR monster, he's a PPR monster. And Alvin Kamara probably is a Hall of Famer. I said what I said. He's probably a Hall of Famer. So Alvin Kamara, guys, with his floor of fantasy points. Let me see here. Let me go back to here. With his floor, let's look at his fantasy points. Never gained below 11 points. 21, 18, 17, 29, 27, 11, 18, 15. That's a great floor. That's a great floor. Now, he don't got a lot of crazy booms outside of these 2 weeks, but he's still a nice, safe play as an elite running back. Some elite running backs give you like 8 points some weeks. Alvin Kamara hasn't done that. The lowest point was 11 points. So Alvin Kamara is my number 8 overall player of this year, 2023. Okay. Let's move on to my next guy. And this guy is a wide receiver. And it's one of my favorite players. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. I believe that Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a first-round pick next year. I believe he should have been I was taking him in the first round this year. I love Amon-Ra. I told people that he could be the number 1 overall receiver. And he's really not that far off. It can still happen. Boy, you got guys like CeeDee Lamb who's been booming, but Amon-Ra, let's look at the Amon-Ra game script right now. Let's look at this. And this is what I call quadrant beaters. Quadrant beaters are first-round picks. Guys that consistently, and they ball out every single 4 games, you see 19 points, 18 points every single week. Those are the guys that you're willing to draft in the first round. Let's look at this. 19, 14, 19, 16. Miss Carolina with an injury. 13, 23, 16, 30, 21, 18. That's quadrant beater. That's the guy that I'm willing to take. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, guys, has been balling out. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. He's on a trajectory to be one of the best wide receivers. And I know we say it a lot because a lot of guys are on great trajectories when they start out their career. Look at Puka Nacua. We said he was going to be the best wide receiver ever, but it's calmed down. So let's see what Amon-Ra has done. But his first year coming in week 12, he balled out. And last year he balled out. And this year he's balling out. So I love Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra is my number 9 player. Let's go on to my number 10 player. And I drafted this guy in like the 5th round. I didn't think he was going to be this good, but he has been killing. And it's Keenan Allen. Yes, guys, Keenan Allen. Let's look at this. We was like 14, that's Keenan. 31, okay, he'll give you that. And then he went 45 against Minnesota. 12, okay. We'll take that. 21, 9, 14, 15. They kind of went down a little bit, but then the 40, 27, 22 for a wide receiver that's 30 years old, guys, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. In the value, he's killed it. Now, he ain't been like a quadrant buster, but for his value, when he was drafted, he was like, what, the number 3 wide receiver that a lot of us took off the board? He killed it. He's the top 3 type. I think he's the top 3 wide receiver right now in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go see. Let's go check it out. This is the number 3 wide receivers in points. Let's look at the top wide receivers. Yep, Keenan Allen, number 3. Keenan Allen, number 3. Yep. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to my number 11 guy. This guy's a quarterback, and it's a rookie, so y'all should already know who it is. It's C.J. Stroud. Now look, I drafted CJ. I remember I showed people a couple lineups where I waited to get late to get CJ. Now I'm not telling anybody, I'm not saying that anybody should do that, but I believe in CJ. I thought it was going to be a good value to pick late in my draft and in some best ball leagues. But he started off as a rookie, 21. Okay, that's good. Another game, 20. And then he gave you a 21-point game against Pittsburgh. He was like, okay, this guy's going to be good. Then he was like, okay, he hit the rookie wall. No, he didn't. We thought right here between this second quarter, he hit the rookie wall. No, then he went 41, 19, 15, and 30. That's phenomenal as a rookie on the Houston Texans. He's not on the Kansas City Chiefs where he got Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. He took a fourth-round pick, Tank Dell, a Nico Collins in the third-round pick, and balling out with these guys. These guys is not guys that we would say will be weapons, but he's making them be weapons. C.J. Stroud is probably the number one quarterback in Dynasty. I said what I said. Like in any dynasties that's going to be drafted next year, people are taking C.J. Stroud as the number one quarterback, and I don't blame him. He's very deceptive with his movement. He's not Pat Mahomes, but he's a little bit under that. But he can still move out the pocket. He's better. He's more accurate than Pat Mahomes. He's probably a top 3 accurate guy in the NFL right now. I'm trying to think of a guy that's a top quarterback that's more accurate than him. This is look right now. Is Josh Allen more accurate than C.J. Stroud? No. Is Jalen Hurts more accurate than no. Dak Prescott? No. Justin Herbert? No. I'm looking. Tua? Who's more accurate? I'm just talking about touch and accuracy, putting it on the dime every time. Pat Mahomes is accurate, but he ain't more accurate than C.J. Stroud because C.J. Stroud doing this as a rookie, right? He got that touch on the Houston Texans. Like Patrick Mahomes had to go to Andy Reid and learn behind Alex Smith. C.J. Stroud ain't had none of that. So C.J. Stroud, to me, guys, was on a fantastic trajectory. So I had to mention him as my number 11 guy. My last but not least, guys, is a wide receiver. And it's Stephon Diggs. Getting hyper-targeted by 11 targets is what he projected for, well, it was what he got last week in week 20. 11 targets. Look at these targets. 13, 7, 12, 11, 16, 12. Stephon Diggs probably lead the league in targets ever since he's been with Josh Allen. He's been leading the league in targets. He get a lot of targets. I like him as a target king. King is target is king when it comes to fantasy. So I'm going to do a couple honorable mentions now. I'm going to get to everybody's question in the comment. I appreciate y'all being patient. Let me know what y'all think about this type of live. I wanted to give you a little bit more stats. I know I don't give you a lot of stats, so I wanted to do that. Okay. Let me get a drink. So I'm going to mention a couple honorable mention guys that I believe can come up into this top 12 rankings from week 13 on and to this last quadrant. Bijan Robinson. Reason why I believe in Bijan Robinson, guys, Arthur Smith has to get Bijan. Guys, he can't lose a game with giving Bijan Robinson 12 touches. He's going to get fired. He won't be able to ride the plane back home. They said, hey, listen, Arthur Smith, you want to draft Bijan Robinson in the first round with a top 5 pick? They was like, yeah. So, I mean, he was like, yeah, you can do that. And he did it. And so he might have told him, I'm not going to worry about with Tyler Algier. We got Tyler Algier, so I'm not going to worry about it. That's fine. But they were expecting him to give Bijan the carries as they move forward through the season. And he started giving Tyler Algier goal line carries and losing. So after coming off that bye week, he knew that if I don't win this division this year and Kyle Pitts is not doing good, Desmond Ridder not doing good, if I don't give Bijan Robinson the ball and we lose to Tyler Algier, I'm going to lose my job. So now I know that Bijan Robinson is going to touch the ball 20 times every game. 20 times every game. I promise you. That's why I've been on Bijan Robinson the whole season. Never told none of y'all to drop him. I'm like, hey, TD Bijan, and I get it because y'all got to go and express yourself. And I'm like, okay, man, I feel you. Do what you got to do. I'm not dropping no Bijan. So Bijan Robinson, next guy, Jordan Love. Now listen, I talked about drafting a lot of Jordan Love. I didn't know he would start off this kind of like shaky in the second quadrant, but now he's looking like the Jordan Love that I thought he could. I actually think, and I could be wrong, but I'm gonna step on this. I'm gonna step on this ladder right here. I think that the Green Bay Packers is going to go down in history for drafting three great quarterbacks back to back, and letting them all three, except for Brett Favre, he really didn't sit, but he came from another team, and let them sit and learn. So now people, the smart teams are going, you know what? Even if I think he's a CJ Stroud, I'm going to let him sit and just learn on a good coaching. Jordan Love now is looking good. He got a strong arm. Now guys like Christian Watson and Jalen Reed and some of these other young wide receivers are looking good on this team because of Jordan Love progressing. That's why I try to tell y'all, in football, guys, especially with young players, you are getting better. It happens in all sports. You see it differently. Look who won the World Series. You didn't think that team was going to win the World Series in the beginning of the year. So young players get better. Pitching get better. Quarterbacks get better. Jordan Love is catching up to a lot of guys, and he's better right now than he was in the first 4 games of the season. And so he could be a league winner. So Jordan Love could be on this list by the time the season out. He got a big game this week against Pat Mahomes. Next is Tank Dell. Now, I drafted a lot of Tank Dell. I talked about him at the end of the summer right there before we all drafted our teams. And I said that Tank Dell was a good player because he's very quick. You know, he's like a phone booth guy. And he's explosive. And Tank Dell looked good. Actually, see there, Stroud asked him to draft Tank Dell. And Tank Dell was balling. In preseason. So I got to give a shout out to CJ Stroud and the Texans for trusting that and drafting Tank Dell. So I believe Tank Dell could be in this list. Another guy is Josh Jacobs. The reason why Antonio Pierce is the head coach, they want to run the ball. Defensive coordinators always like running the ball. You find very few defensive coordinators can pull a Bill Belichick and say, okay, we'll be a pass first team. Usually they like to establish the run. Antonio Pierce wants to establish the run. The reason why, when he played middle linebacker, he knew that if the team could run the ball, we was in trouble because I don't know what to do. The play action going to make me bite, and then the wide receiver's going to get behind me. So that's why Antonio Pierce wants to establish the run, and I believe value is king. So I believe when Josh Jacobs getting a lot of value, I think he's going to be a really good running back the rest of the season because he's going to get 20 touches a game and all the goal line. Next, guys, is Michael Pittman. Yes, guys, Michael Pittman. Listen, I wasn't on no Michael Pittman. I didn't say he sucked, but I said I wouldn't draft him. That's the guy I was totally wrong on. This guy's balling with Gardner Minshew. And was balling with Anthony Richardson. Quarterback is gone, and he's still balling with the backup. Michael Pittman has been leading in targets the last 3 weeks. Gardner Minshew been throwing the ball a lot. So I love Michael Pittman. I think he could come into one of these, just depending on what happens. I think he could end up being a top 12 ranking guy of all season for all positions. So, all right. So let's get to the comments. I appreciate everybody that was patient. What's going on, D Lion? What's up, bro? It says first in the building, wipe your feet on the way in and hit that like for your boy TD. Yes, sir. Let's see how many likes we got before I get to the questions. How many likes do we got before I get to the questions? Guys, let's get the likes up. We got 20 people in here. Let's get the lights up. I'm gonna get to everybody's question. Conscious Machine says Saturday afternoon and I'm home. Boom, live, Fantasy Goodsports. You know it, bro. You know it. He said, Ida, did you score points Thursday? I had Charbonnet and Archer. Good job, bro. Conscious, yeah, Charbonnet and Archer as well, but the Cowboys did let me down. Because I think I may drop them to stream or pick up Green Bay. Right. I wouldn't drop them, but I would stream. I said they have the bad schedule. Yeah, I don't think schedule matters, but you just got to be careful. I said I'm doing the same thing, Isaac. Yeah, the Cowboys be looking soft. No, that was just that's a Pete Carroll team. That defense is still good. It just happens. It's the NFL, the way the rules are set up. They riding that offense. Armando, what's up, bro? He said, let's get it, bro. Yes, sir. says money. Yes, sir. And Amara said, due to bye week, I'm starting Romeo Dobbs and T. Higgins. I see Greg Doach and Elijah Moore and A.T. Perry and Jahan Dotson away. But should I try to scoop one of those up? Yes. I would scoop up Greg Doach. I was to scoop up Greg Doach and play Greg Doach probably over Romeo Dobbs or T. Higgins. I'll probably play him over both of those guys. I like Jahan Dotson and Greg Doach over T. Higgins and Romeo Dobbs. And I'm not telling you to drop T. Higgins. I'm not telling you not to play T. Higgins. But I'm just telling you in a vacuum, I like Greg Doach and Jahan Dotson over T. Higgins and Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs is a good player. He got Jordan Love should get him some targets. But Greg Doach is with Michael Wilson being out, I believe he could get 10 targets again. Because I had Hurts last year and won. Minshew had to step in for a minute. Right. And that's how it happens. Got to weather the storm sometimes. Amara says, I have Khalil Herbert, Kareem Hunt, Jerry Jeudy, or Dallas Goedert that I can drop. I have the Muth as my tight end. I also see Keith Mitchell and Tyler Spears on waivers. Interesting. You can drop Jerry Jeudy. I really believe you can drop Jerry Jeudy. I hate to say it, but you can drop Jerry Jeudy in redraft. I'm definitely picking up Keith Mitchell. I'm not going to let Keith Mitchell stay out there. I'm willing to also drop Dallas Goedert as long as I have a good tight end. I don't know who your tight end is, but I'm willing to drop Dallas Goedert or Jerry Jeudy and pick up Keaton Mitchell. He said Ertz might go back to Philly. Yeah, but he ain't going to be fantasy relevant. I wouldn't worry about it. Tyreek cheat code, yes. That speed, I agree 100%. Eddie says, you too. What do you do, bro? What's good, bro? I said 40 points, 50 points. First Washington, yes. I have these guys in a basketball league. I need to win that weekly prize of number one spot. I got Tua, I got DK, I got Tyreek, and I got Wall. I need all those guys to go off. And I need Chain. Charlie says, I have Josh Allen. Yes, Josh Allen is a monster. When he have bad games because we know he don't pick sometimes, but when he running that ball and throwing it at Stephon Diggs, it's really nothing you can do. You can barely tackle the guy. Josh Allen is it's a big time talent, man. I never seen a guy grow like he did. I mean, he went from a guy who couldn't hit a barnyard to dotting Stephon Diggs. I gotta give that. I'll never forget that. That's why I give Brian Daboll so much credit, which he didn't look good this year. But I thought Brian Daboll would do a really great job with Daniel Jones, and he did his first year. But the second year didn't look good. But I couldn't believe how he turned around Josh Allen. That was amazing. Dr. Bill listens to you from the barbershop, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm about to get the beard cut off, guys. I'm about to go back down to the normal beard, man. It's just too much upkeep. The products don't really work good for me, so I'm going to the barbershop soon before my birthday get here. Big Will, what up, bro? Yes, sir. Caesar said, what's up, bro? Should I trade Stroud, Kamara for Allen and Diggs stat? I'm going to say, yeah. The reason why, because Allen and Diggs need the ball out in order to get into the playoffs. That push, to me, and that combo makes it a little bit better than Stroud and Kamara. Kamara's not on a great offense. He's just a great player on the offense. Stroud is a good player, but I'm still not going to put him over Allen and Diggs. I think you need to make that trade. I'm going to get at an A. I'm going to actually get at an A. I'm going to get at an A, bro. That's a great move. Let me see how many likes we got. 17. Let's get the lights up, fellas. Let's get the lights up. What up, boss? What up, Eddie Tate? Eddie, he says traded Dak in my dynasty for Joe Burrow. and a first-round pick. Woo! Yeah, that looked good for a while, didn't it? And then Joe Burrow went down. Bro, there's nothing you can do about that. I understand why you made that trade. If Joe Burrow would have been healthy, he would have been a great move, especially maybe if you had Jamar Chase. So, and you got that first-round pick, though. So you still got that first-round pick, and you got next year coming up. So I still think it's a good move, maybe not this year. Always look at the macro, not the micro. Macro is bigger than micro. Samuel says, what up, Berber? Although I have all notifications on your shows not popping up. YouTube issues. Yeah, Berber, what you got to do is go to it and hit the notification bell and just redo it. Sometimes you got to just redo it. Just redo it. And maybe go to one of my lives when they come on and you see them where they like in the log, gotta hit notify me. That helps the YouTube algorithms catch up with you again. But yeah, sometimes you don't get notifications. Vito says my one lead dropped Dak early. I scooped him up with T-Law on my bench now. Right. That's tough. You should have traded somebody, bro. That's why I hate trying. Then you're gonna have to make a decision between Dak and T-Law, which you probably gonna play Dak every week. But T-Law might outball Dak a couple games. So, but I would just probably just play Dak every week. I wouldn't try to play matchups. D-Lion says, who the F took Dak for Burrow and they won? But that ain't a bad move though, because you wait a minute, let me see what did he say. Let me make sure I read that correctly. He said he traded that in my dynasty league for Joe Burrow. So he got Joe Burrow. Yeah, I thought that was a good move, man. Who thought that Dak was going to ball like this? Nobody thought that Dak was going to ball. I thought at that point in time, I thought it was a good move. He said, was the Reader pre or post Burrow injury? Yeah, it probably was pre Burrow injury. It got to be. It's got to be. I drafted Dak and CeeDee Lamb. I dropped him off and picked back up and keep him on my bench until he started booming. Right. I started 0-5. Now I'm 7-5. That's how you play, Ed Tate. That's how fantasy go, man. You didn't get off of it. You trusted him. You made a couple moves, but you went back and picked them up. That's why fantasy go. A lot of guys would have traded their whole team because they'd have been 0-5. No, don't trade your whole team. You got a good team. You just need a couple guys to start booming for you. Now I'm 7-5 and one win from the playoffs. I lost Justin Jefferson in week 5 too, and you about to get him back. Congrats, hey Berber, I love that. I love that. That's the way you play fantasy. Zach said, start Montgomery or A-Chain. I'm starting Montgomery over A-Chain. I'm starting Montgomery over A-Chain. Zach said, or Javonte Williams. I'm still starting Montgomery over Javonte. I like Javonte, but I'm starting Montgomery over him. Charlene says, Stafford, Michael Carter. Yes, he is a good stash. They are using him, and he's taking snaps from James Conner. So I do think Michael Carter is a good stash. If you got room, go pick him up. Vito, he said, should I bench McBride from youth with McBride entry 4 PPRs, 75 second place win out to get the bye week for the playoffs? Thanks. Not right now. Let's wait till Sunday morning and see. Bro, look at that. If you think his injury is going to hurt him where he can't go out and play elite, then yeah, do it. But I think sometimes injury could be maintenance. Just, man, my knee is sore, bumped in the game last week. That type of stuff doesn't matter. I'm playing McBride unless I believe that he's going to be hampered for next week's game, for this week's game. Tyler says, pick 3, Moss, Downs, Wright, A-Chain, Swift. I'm going Moss, Swift, and Downs over Rice slightly. Listen, you can play Rice over Downs. I like Rice. He got more touchdown upside. So actually, I'm going to go with the touchdown upside. I'm gonna say Miles Swift and Rice because of the touchdown upside. Downs don't got any touchdown upside, but I think he's gonna get more targets than Rice. So if you in a full PPR, maybe you could go with Downs, but if you want the touchdown upside, go with Rice. She says, thank you, brother, anytime. Eddie, what's going on, brother? Eddie says, traded Sam Laporta for CJ Stroud and Evan Ingram. 4 PPR need to win for playoffs. Okay. So he said he's traded Sam Laporta for CJ Stroud. That's a great move. And Evan Ingram 4 PPR. Okay, so you got CJ Stroud and Evan Ingram. So you got a solid tight end that the plug and play guy. He may not be booming, but he's a good plug and play guy. That move. I think that was a good move. Appreciate that, Eddie. Yes, sir, bro. He said, appreciate you always answering everyone. Keep doing your thing, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Chris, the Stafford, Mitchell, or Flacco? I'm going with. Let me see here. So they playing Cleveland. I'm going with Stafford. I'm going to go with Stafford. Eddie says, to stay in the playoffs, I have Lamar on the bye this week. Right. I like that. You got CJ Stroud, and you got to do what you got to do. You got to live week to week. Sometimes you got to play week to week. You know what? It makes you dangerous because you're making an optimal lineup every single week. Me, I'm willing to take a loss to keep my studs, but that's because I'm already in the playoffs. And sometimes I'm willing to lose out the playoffs where I'm not going to drop a guy just to make the playoffs and lose. But definitely that's always the best move. Traded Tuba for Taysom. I like that. You're gonna start. I know you're starting Taysom because Taysom. That's all they got. All they got is Olave and Taysom. Everybody else is out. You got Alvin Kamara, but Michael Thomas is out and Shaheed is out. I said Taysom's going to boom this week. I hope so. I got him, man. I got him in a lot of places. Martin Castillo says TD star Robinson Jr. or Devontae Parker. Robinson Jr. Star Robinson Jr. Eddie says I also have Kincaid on the bench. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you got a good tight end. You good. So you don't need even Evan Ingram. You just do that. You just did that for a throw in. Great job. I'm gonna get at an 8 because you got to win to get in the playoffs. Armando, he's a start T-Law or Purdy this week. I think I'm going Purdy, bro. Let me make sure. You know what? I'm going T-Law for the rushing upside. T-Law can give you a rushing touchdown and throw for 2, or 2 rushing touchdowns and throw for 1. I'm gonna go with T-Law, bro. Cincinnati is good, but I don't know if they're good. I don't think they're just gonna shut down T-Law. I'm gonna go with T-Law on this one. Now, listen, if you play Purdy, I won't sit around and chastise you or anything or say that was a bad move. Actually, that would be a good move to play Purdy, even though Philadelphia is they're solid defense. I'm gonna go with T-Law. I like that rushing upside. Ronald, what's going on, Ronald? Says much love, man. Thank you, bro. Is it who would you start out of these 3 for upside? Singletary or Kirk? I'm gonna go with Singletary. I can't go with Chase. Chase makes me nervous. I'm doing more of a vacuum statement. Usually, I say play the studs, but I'm gonna break it all the way down, man. I'm gonna really go into and deep dive for just this week because it's playoff time. So I'm gonna try to get more precise per week because there's no more waiting for the bigger picture. The bigger picture is right now. If you already in the playoffs, I'm probably playing Chase. But if I gotta win this game for like the #1 seed or something like that, or just to get in, I'm going with Singletary. And the reason why Denver's giving up a lot in the rushing, like they're not a great rushing defense. Denver's giving up a lot of rushing touchdowns and stuff. So I'm going with Singletary over Kirk and Chase. Ronald says also Tyler Conklin or Bevan Jordan. In full PPR, I'm going with Tyler Conklin. And half-point PPR or standard, I'm going with Bevan Jordan. This says Watson or Deontay Watson. I'm going with Watson. You got to start Watson this week, even though he has a tough matchup. Speed can beat the Kansas City defense with Snead. Martin Castillo, he says Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, or Taysom Hill in the flex. You know what, man? I love Jahan, but I can't be disingenuous to you. You got to go with Curtis Samuel. Now, you can go with Taysom Hill for the touchdown upside, but at full PPR, I'm going with Curtis Samuel. And half-point PPR and standard, I might go with Taysom Hill. But in it's standard, I'm definitely going with Taysom Hill. But even in half-point PPR, I might go with Taysom Hill. But full-point PPR, I'm going with Curtis. Curtis. What's going on, Nifty? What's going on, bro? Ron says, thank you very much. Let's get those likes up. Dude is giving out game. Thank you, bro. Let's see what the likes is. 21 likes. Yeah, we got to get the likes up, guys. And Isaac, he says, Curtis. Show some courtesy, Curtis. All right, guys, so I'm going to read out this list before I get out of here. Let me see. Just show your courtesy. So some courtesy, Curtis. Oh boy. Nigga says A-Chain, P-Ron, or Gibson this week. All my RB2s are hurt or on a bye week. I'm going with A-Chain over P-Ron and Gibson. I'm willing to pay A-Chain over those guys easily. Charlene says, I am monitoring Marquise Callaway. He may not see the field this season, but I still like him. He reminds me of Victor Cruz or Will Fuller or Josh Gordon in 42 games. Victor Cruz, I remember Victor Cruz. I remember Will Fuller, and I definitely remember Josh Gordon. Yeah, Marquise Callaway, he was doing good, and then all of a sudden, like, they had that bad start, and they kind of just phased them out and started going to Shaheed. What's up, bro? He says, Gerald Wilson, Rasheed Rice, or Josh Downs. Flex. I'm going with Gerald Wilson over Rasheed Rice and Josh Downs. I'm going with Gerald Wilson. Armado says, I wish I could like the stream twice. Haha. Thanks, bro. Anytime, bro. It's all good. It's all good, bro. Charlene says, Charlene is cutting edge. She is. Charlene is cutting edge. She beat to her own drum. Vito says, for my flex, I got Bridge or Downs. Godwin looks like he's not playing. Thanks again, TD. Anytime. Because of the matchup, I'm going to go with Downs and full PPR. Half PPR, I will go with Breach. Breach still going to get the goal line carries. If they can get into that goal line, Breach going to get an opportunity. But I'm going to go with Downs because he's getting like 10 targets a game every time he plays. So I'm going to go with Downs over Breach if Godwin doesn't play. Shoot, I'm probably playing Downs over Godwin. I said what I said. I'm probably playing Downs over Godwin. Breach is tough. If I got to get the win, Mm. Me personally, I would want to play Breach, but I understand why Downs is the best play, man, in full PPR. I mean, the guy can catch 8 passes. That's 8 points by itself. And then whatever he gets, he could get a long touchdown. The guy is explosive. He's healthy now. So, yeah, I will go with Downs over Breach slightly. Slightly. Appreciate you, Big Will in the house. He says, winning ain't free. Appreciate you getting me this far in fantasy, brother. No need for a shout out. You goods, people. Thank you, brother. Thank you. No, I'm still gonna give you the shout out though. I'm still gonna give you the shout out. Appreciate that, man. Killer Cam. Dollar Bill says Killer Cam. Amara says I have Pat Fryers as my tight end and Dallas Goedert as my backup, or maybe for the playoffs. Yeah, I don't think Dallas Goedert is gonna do anything for the playoffs. I think he's all gonna be for the real playoffs. They're not worried about him in the next couple of weeks. They just want him to get healthy. But to get Keith Mitchell, should I drop Goddard, Hunt, or Dobbs? I would drop Goddard. I would drop Goddard. You already got Freiermuth. You can stream another tight end if something happened to Freiermuth. I would drop Goddard. Charlie says, good luck this week in fantasy to everyone. Yes. Good luck, guys. Let's get these fantasy football championships. Like I said, I've been trying to do stuff a little different. Reason why I haven't been going live, guys, I've been trying to give y'all a lot of like my top 5 videos. And want to get them to you in that, like, I want to get them out to you quickly so you can make moves. So it's hard for me for my work schedule to go and do a lot of those videos and get them out on time and come home and do a lot. Like I said, when I start doing this full time, you'll get there. You'll get about probably 5-6 videos a day of lives and videos. Right now, I have to kind of choose at certain times. Martin Castillo says, Burber, Dolphins defense or Jets? I'm going with the Dolphins defense. Isaac says, do you think JT be back for fantasy football? I don't think it's going to matter. I wouldn't worry about it. Now, I'm not going to drop him, and I'm not going to let him be on the waivers. But I'm not going to count on him and hold off, not picking up a guy on the waivers just because I think he's like JT's coming back. I wouldn't depend on it. I just hold on to him and stash him. That's all he is. He's the number 1 stash. Don't drop him. Definitely don't do that. And this is Javonte or Garrett Wilson in the flex 4 PPR. I'm going with Garrett Wilson in 4 PPR. Showing to do weather reports on Sunday. Love it. I will. I do those every Sunday. Now that you told me about that, I do that weather. I show y'all the weather every Sunday. I think that helps out a lot. They help maybe make some tight decisions that you might be thinking about. All right, let's see what the likes at. 21. Come on, guys, let's get the lights up. Yep. Peace. See you later, Isaac. All right, guys. So I'm gonna read out this list real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here if I don't get any more questions. So number 1 is CMC. Number 2 is Jalen Hurts. Number 3 is Tyreek Hill. Number 4 is Josh Allen. Number 5 is AJ Brown. Number 6 is Dak Prescott. Number 7 is CeeDee Lamb. Number 8 is Alvin Kamara. Number 9 is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 10 is Keenan Allen. Number 11 is C.J. Stroud. Number 12 is Stephon Diggs. And my honorable mention, guys that I believe that can come and ball out for your 4th quadrant and maybe end up being a top 12 player is Bijan Robinson, Jordan Love, Tank Dell, Josh Jacobs, and Michael Pitt. Big Wheel says sit or start Hurd, Cooper Kupp, Hunt, Cooper Kupp, A-Chain, or Healthy Dotson. I'm going with A-Chain. I'm going with A-Chain. Now listen, I don't want to tell you to sit Cooper Kupp, but if you're able to do that, Big Will, then I'm definitely going to try to get A-Chain in right there, especially if you're already in the playoffs. But I definitely would try to get A-Chain in over Dotson and Cooper Kupp and Hunt. Appreciate that, Charlene. Yes, 23 likes. Great job, guys. I'll take that. I think this live will good. It'll travel very well. I think this live will travel very well. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Y'all be safe. I will be doing a live later on today, so make sure you tune in. Just thanks for the Charbonnet start too. Anytime, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and take credit for that because that's just what I do. I didn't make any type of. There's certain things I will take my flowers on. But that wasn't nothing to take my flowers. I was gonna start Charbonnet regardless, even if he would or I don't care if he would have gave me 5 points. I still would have liked to start. That's how I look at fantasy. No matter what the results is, I'm okay with it. So I'm not gonna just say I did a good job because of the results. I know this is a result-based business, and I understand it, and I respect that. But me, I'm when I make my decisions, I'm okay with whatever happens. So Charbonnet had to play. I mean, I don't care if it was a Cowboys. I mean, this is his opportunity. This is a Pete Carroll team. What Pete Carroll team you're not starting the running back when he's getting 80% of the workload? Appreciate that, Bo. Bo said Stafford or Love, half-point completion, 4 touchdowns, need a W to stay alive. That's tough. That's tough. Let me see what this game is at. Let me see who got the home field. And in half point, you get a half a point for a completion. For a touchdown, okay. For half point completion, 4 TDs, need a W. Man, I want to say Stafford. This team evolves from the passing game. You got Puka and you got Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is playing and he's going to get some targets. I think Matthew Stafford is going to have more passing attempts than Jordan Love. Jordan Love can give you a rushing touchdown and 2 passing touchdowns, or 1 and 1. It's all on who you willing to go down with the ship, bro. I think Stafford is the best play for the point system. For the half point for completions, I think Stafford can have more completions than Jordan Love. I think he's going to have more passing attempts than Jordan Love. I still think he can score more fantasy points than Matthew Stafford because of his rushing upside. I say you can go with Stafford just for the science, but for my heart, for the boom potential, guy that's balling out, that have figured things out, I would say Love. So, bro, I think both of them are great plays, but the science, if you want to say, well, I need something that I can hold on to that's tangible, the science of it says Stafford. To me, it says Stafford. Puka Nacua is getting 8 to 10 targets, and Cooper Kupp is getting 8 to 10 targets. And Kyron Williams is getting 5 targets, 6 targets a game as a running back. So that, to me, shows more completions. Where Christian Watson is getting like 5 to 6 targets a game, Romeo Doubs getting 4 to 5 targets a game, Jaden Reed 4 to 5 targets. I think Stafford has more weapons against the Cleveland team, where Stafford is at home too. He's at home. Now, if he was in Cleveland, I would say, no, go with Love. But he's at home in a great weather game. If it's not going to be raining, and I'll check that out tomorrow. I'm going to go with Stafford for the Saints, but Love to me feels like maybe you got to play him. If you played him last week and he's been booming, he's the hot player. He's the hot player. That's a tough one, bro. But like I said, I think Stafford is the science guy. That far as give you some tangible analytics to go with. Charlene says, I am 4th quadrant ready. Yeah, me too. I think my team's ready for the 4th quadrant all year long. That's why I won't even trade. Like, I traded away Jonathan Taylor just for the 4th quadrant. So I can have multiple running backs ready to play during the fourth quarter. Wesley, what's going on, Burber? He says, I love Sam Howell, Jordan Love, and Matthew Stafford. Should I hold on or drop one? I'm in first place. I think you should hold. You've been holding on to him this long. I wouldn't want to give none of my opponents none of those quarterbacks. Now, if you need to pick up a guy in the playoffs, then you got to do what you got to do. But right now, don't drop anybody just to drop somebody. If you ain't picking up a monster or somebody that can help you win the league, I hold on to all three of them if you've been doing it, if you had them all this long. Yeah. More Texas says Howell or golf, TD. I'm going with golf. I'm gonna go with golf. New Orleans got a lot of injuries on their defense. You got their corner out. You got Pete Warner out. Howell playing against Miami, they could get to him. He passes the ball a lot, so maybe you could be playing for garbage. But I would probably play golf. He is at New Orleans though, but he's in a dorm. He's in a dorm. When he plays in a dorm, he plays well. If it was outside, I might go with Howell, but I believe Miami defense is going to have that's the top 5 defense this year in fantasy. I mean, this week in fantasy. Excuse me. So I'm going to go with golf because of the matchup with Howell. Wesley, appreciate that, brother. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Y'all be safe. Peace.
They like country need another one. They like country need another one. Quasi going crazy. Okay, turn me up. They don't want no smoke, I'm in my bag. Bitch, I'm rolling up. They say they shit hot. Hot, bitch, I'm burning up. Yeah, let's talk some business. Ain't no money, I ain't showing up. Don't know how to act. A bunch of country niggas pulling up. Okay, turn me up. Now they say they want that country shit. Okay, now turn me up. Now they see I be that energy. I make them turn me up. Yeah, I know they trying to finish me, but it just turn me up. Turn me up, Jay. Fresh to death on camouflage. Gotta keep a foot up on their necks cause they might sabotage. I ain't come for peace, I brought the mask, about to terrorize. Step. If you ain't hating, nigga, keep that bullshit to yourself. Get my bop on you niggas. Don't never question if I'm a real nigga. I get a lot for you niggas. Bitch, they thought I was finished, but I got a lot for you niggas.